Hi there, my name is John and I'm the owner of this YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about something that I hope you'll find very interesting, which is the question of would Nastia Liukin have still won the all-around had she competed under the current 2013 Code of Points? And exactly the same routines were used. So what I've done is over here on the left-hand side of the page, I've recorded all of their skills, and I used the actual execution values from the 2008 Olympics, so I didn't change those or rescore those myself. But I did calculate their difficulty, and then over here on the right-hand side of the page, I've recalculated it under the 2013 rules. The skills that I have highlighted in green are the skills that count towards the final score. So you might know that in the 2008 Olympics, the top 10 elements were scored. Now it has been reduced to 8. So let's take a look at this. Not much changes with Liukin's vault. She only loses 0.2 of a point. Her bars, though, turns out dramatically different, with her losing a full point. So I've always kind of thought, and the reason why I'm doing this comparison is I always thought the 2008 and also the 2012 codes of points really rewarded bars, making it the highest scoring event, and so gymnasts who maybe weren't strong vaulters but who were highly skilled on the uneven bars still had a chance of winning the gold medal. And so I'm doing this comparison to kind of see if that was true. So why did she lose a full point? It isn't really that the connection values are different. So if you see here, she only loses 0.2 in connection between the two codes. That's because in the 2008 Code of Points, there was a 0.2 connection for connecting 2 E skills in a row, even if they were only pirouettes and not releases. And so that's what she loses. In the new Code of Points, she'd only get 0.1 of a point for each of those. The reason why her score is so different is because in the previous code, she was able to count all D and E skills, and under the new code, her routine is too long, and 3 of her D skills are eliminated. Now she still gets 0.1 in connection for one of those combos, but that's quite a lot of work just for 0.1 of a point. So it seems like it was really Nastia's marathon of a routine that put her over Shawn Johnson. Looking at Liukin's beam, again, connection values are not terribly different. She only loses 0.1 because this flight series no longer gets 0.2 in connection, but instead is considered a 3-element series for 1/10 bonus. And let's see. So the remainder of the 0.6 that she loses, it looks like she loses because this element that people said was going to be named after her is now only a C skill into a scale, which doesn't get any value or bonus. And then also because there's 8 elements instead of 10, 2 elements, even if they're just C skills, no longer get counted. Liukin's floor gets the same connection bonus as before, so the difference in the 2 scores is 0.5, it looks like, and that again I think is explainable by counting 2 less C skills. Now interestingly, I calculated her as having a 6.3 start value, but she was only awarded a 6.2, so that makes me wonder if she didn't get credit for maybe this D spin or maybe one of her jumps. I couldn't really figure out why that happened. But I'm not sure how much it really matters, because if she lost one of those C skills, I probably wouldn't have counted it under the new system anyways. So Anyway, I think the difference in the scores is explainable by less elements. On vault, Shawn Johnson also loses 2/10 of a point. Not a big difference there. Interestingly, in order to count 2 elements, she had to count a B skill. So one of her giant swings or one of her cast to handstands, she counted. In the new code of point, that goes away. She does lose 1/10 of a point in connection right here. So when she does this bail half to handstand down to the low bar and then shoots back up to the high bar, that DC connection used to be worth 1/10 of a point, and now it's worth nothing. But other than that, you know, her score really only goes down by 6/10 because she's counting less skills. So no major overhauls there. When we look at Johnson's beam, same connection values. And again, her score goes down by 6/10 of a point, which is explainable by 2 less C skills. When we look at Johnson's floor, she gains 1/10 of a point because the double twisting double is upgraded to an H skill currently. She also gains 1/10 of a point because in 2008, you know, I do kind of remember this, the AE combination was only 1/10 of a point, whereas now it is 2. And actually, it looks like I made a mistake here. Whoops. She would get 1/10 of a bonus for this combination as well. But she didn't get a 6-5. So... well, actually, I think she did get a 6-5. The footage that I watched didn't actually show her difficulty and execution score, so I had to kind of figure that out myself. I couldn't confirm that from the tape that was on YouTube. So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I do know that she got a 15.525. So, yeah, anyways, the G skill would be 7/10. This is all still right. Yeah, so perhaps she got a 6-5 for that routine. Anyways, so like I said, she gains 1/10 here because this connection is worth more. So the difference in her score is only 4/10. So that, you know, again is explained by less C skills that count towards the total score. So interestingly, under the new scoring system, it looks to me like the results would have been different. Nastia loses her advantage on the uneven bars, and Shawn Johnson wins by 2/10 of a point. So kind of surprising. That was not really the result that I expected, but it looks like that is how the cookie crumbles. Now, of course, this comparison isn't exactly fair because had they competed under this code, they might have constructed their routines differently. But I do think it proves my point, or my hypothesis at least, that this code of points sort of overemphasized the uneven bars to a greater extent than it overestimated the Aminar. And it looks like the 4 events are more equal now. So if you spot any errors or you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks.